Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello and welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored. This is our off-air podcast that we do 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Make sure to listen to our other podcasts like Miguel and Holly Full Show, Queen City Confessions, and also check out Miguel and Holly YouTube channel. We got YouTube shorts that we put up. All of our videos that you may have missed, you can see them there. Also, we got a Facebook page as well, the Miguel and Holly fam/platypus posse, which is what we call you who listen to the podcast page, which, by the way, I had a radio friend of ours reach out last week, and they were like, oh, I joined your Facebook group.
Oh,
I have some questions. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. And then he was like, well, can we chat on the phone? And this was like 6:30 last week during the hometown tour.
Oh.
And I was about an hour and a half into my nighttime gummy.
Huh.
And I was like, I don't think I can talk on the phone right now. So he was like, okay, cool. I'll send you a voice note. And so then I tried to record a voice note. And I was like on the couch and I was like, hey, Riggs. So, and I was like, okay, hold on. Let me set up
You're like,
and let me record. It was a lot. But anyway.
wait, what was the question? What do you have questions about?
Just about how to manage it. Like, what's the purpose? What do we do in it? Like, do you facilitate? Do you just stuff like that? Like operationally, how do we do it and whatnot? So I was like, I tried my best to help him out. So anyway, I have a quick question before we get into what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
As you get older, does your hair grow faster?
Man, that's a good ass question. Because my hair just shooting out of my head.
Saving that. Normally we don't save stuff from the podcast, but that was good.
We should.
And that wasn't too dirty.
No.
But it was just perfect.
Just enough.
Clean audio.
Just enough.
No music beds in the background. Just boop. Thank you. Got it.
You're welcome.
We had a lot of save that today from the show too. But
Loosey goosey.
I noticed that my facial hair, my nose hair, my eyebrows, like everything just seems to be bushing up real fast. And, you know, we've been trying to save some money. And so I was like, well, maybe I can cut back because I get my hair cut every week and it's my beard and the side of my hair. And I was like, well, maybe I can go back. Because I think way back in the day, Holly, before we started Dish Nation.
Oh, we're talking.
This is like 2015 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I used to get my hair cut every other week. But then when we started doing TV, I did it every week. I'm like, well, I mean, outside of social media stuff, maybe I can cut back on that. Because that'll
save you. That's 4 times a month. And now you got 2.
Yeah, because girl, haircuts when I was in high school were like $15, and then it was $20, and then it was $25, then it was $30. Now haircuts are like $50
every week.
55 for me.
Yeah. So anyway, but my hair grows so quickly, and then what's making it worse is that the gray hairs. I have one little gray hair in my eyebrow hair, and I'm like,
oh no,
what is happening?
Oh no, not the eyebrow.
Oh yeah, girl, the gray. I'm not gonna, even though it's a podcast, let's just say the grays are showing up everywhere. Everywhere.
Where?
Oh,
Everywhere.
Is this where the sun shine or doesn't shine?
Everywhere.
Jesus.
And just know I'm not happy about it.
I mean, aren't there little things that you can just kind of touch up?
Somebody want to be touching up all that down there?
I didn't say where. I just said everywhere. I'm not talking about that. Listen, I will talk about 99% of things in my life. That is a bridge too far for me. I'll just say everywhere.
Well, who knew there was a bridge too far for Miguel anywhere?
Yeah.
Because normally there's not.
No,
If you go on the Miguel and
bridges
Holly
go
Instagram.
everywhere for you. I mean, connected to
Photos posted.
Listen, because you know, normally I'd be like, well, let's do it live on Instagram, girl. Let's go. Woo, let's see. I'm like, that's just it's too much. It's too much. I'm talking about the gray hair that is popping up in my eyebrows, my nose, like is that the part of aging that your hair just grows faster?
I don't know about faster, but I do know, and it seems to be for older men, and not you. You're not old. You're 40. But like old men get hair growing out of everywhere. You ever see old men with like hair growing out of their ears?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like all of a sudden,
So
it's
strange.
like why? Why does that happen?
Yes, I forgot. The top of my shoulders, hair.
Never before?
Like I would have like one or two wispy hairs, and so I have like this back thing I bought years ago just to get those like during pool season.
Yeah.
And then right before the cruise, when I went to go do it,
Yeah.
and I looked back and I was like, whoa, the fuck is all that? It's like just all back here, and some of it's gray.
Oh no!
And I was like, what is happening to my body?
I don't know what happens with the hair growth. I don't know.
Like when I look at pictures, when we started at Hot 1015 in 2015, there was not a gray hair on my head. Nothing nowhere. My beard, black as night.
Yeah, that's true. It was. And it was like that for a while too.
And
But
then
like you do
stress.
at 40, I think. Well, some people go gray early. Like some people, like, look at Abe.
yeah.
Oscar
mean-
too. Well, Abe more, but Oscar,
Abe-
yes.
Mhm.
Oscar has
Yeah.
the same thing. A lot of gray hairs.
A lot of people get it in, like, I mean, there are people that get it in their 20s, but then in their 30s, it's not uncommon for people to get gray or even all gray. I have a good friend who is, I think, my same age-ish. But ever since I've known her for like a decade now, she's had beautiful silver hair, the whole thing. So it's not uncommon, but I think especially when you do hit 40, that's when, if you haven't been seeing it a whole lot, then it starts to be like, oh, hello. We're just going to remove some of this color because our body's tired of making it. But I don't know about faster. I was literally I feel like Doe Eyes and I had an exchange on Threads about how my hair grows really fast. I mentioned it today when we opened the show, because I'm like, am I like a wispy, free-willed, long-haired white lady, or am I a sister wife white lady? And I hope that people know that I'm not a sister wife white lady, because man. Anyway,
If you wear a long
jean skirt with
then I'll be
tennis
like,
shoes.
how I move into a compound.
Correct. But my hair has been growing fast because I was looking back at a video from March of last year, and it was like it was a lot shorter with some layers, and now I just feel like it's obnoxious, and I'm tired of it, but I don't think I could do anything till the wedding, because I need it to be luxurious and flowing for that. But my hair has changed textures. Have you noticed any of this?
No. Well, some of it. No, not texture.
Is it a little thinner at all?
In some spots. I mean, since I started going to see my girl when I get my hair twisted, Dawn, I do protein treatments every few months to get my hair, just to get it kickstarted.
Awesome.
But like in the very middle, it's a little thinner.
That's me. That's me right now.
And then like in the front, it's a little thinner, but otherwise it's fine everywhere else.
I think my hair has thinned out a little, and I've always had really thick hair. So luckily, I mean, that's it's a privilege, I guess, but I've noticed it's a little thinner, and it does not curl the same, and it doesn't hold the curl the same. And I've always had, like, I do a quick curling iron. You could probably keep it curled for like 3 days. It would stay. And now by day 2, it's like limp, shaggy looking. And so I think hair definitely changes over time in lots of different ways. Maybe it grows faster, maybe it gets thinner, maybe hair's popping out of places that hair shouldn't be popping out of. I don't know why, but it seems to be the case.
I would say for you to take minoxidil, but then that would make all your other hairs grow faster, because it would solve some of the stuff on top of your head. But then
then you're gonna have like a whole
my beard,
like a silverback.
Like my beard already grows. Like I got my beard shaved Friday, where
I
you could barely see it, and like now it's like you can see it. And if I went 2 weeks with how silver my hair, my facial hair is, I would look probably 50.
Some people,
but you don't look old. Yes,
gray beard though.
I know, but I'm not. I don't like but you all haven't seen me. It's been a long time since I've gone that long without my beard being
So
shaved, especially
you
with the grayness that's come out in the past year and a half.
Yeah.
But I feel like since we moved to Charlotte and my stress level went up, like my beard has just the gray said, bye black.
Beards
I-
are usually the first one to see it.
Not by
My
black.
fiance's
Mhm.
beard is almost fully salt and pepper,
Mm.
almost fully. And he's got like gray hair, silver hair mixed in.
Mhm.
And it's good because it's coming in like in little, it's going to fill in nicely instead of just, crazy looking. But I don't know. Beards go first.
I just think about how weird it is if you've been listening to us for a long time. Like, if you listen to back when I was in my 20s and we did guess Miguel's bank account when I was like 24 because I had no
Yeah.
money,
Jesus.
to like now I'm talking about gray hairs and where the sun don't shine.
I know. I kind of hate it, especially the woman side of it, because I'm going through stuff and I wish that I could talk more about it, but we are on a top 40 station and ain't no 25-year-old want to hear me talking about menopause symptoms. Like, you know
But
what I mean?
but here's the thing though,
It's
is
real.
right. And like, I feel like, and this is super behind the scenes radio talk, like top 40 when Holly and I were young, when Kelvin was young, probably 90% of you are probably our age, like in that late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe older category, where back then top 40 was like, we're young and hip and we don't even know what menopause and gray hair and what aging means. But the fact of the matter is radio is changing and a top 40 is changing, and top 40s are being programmed to millennials who grew up with the last vestige of good top 40 radio that was in the
You
community.
notice that like pop music is you've got a couple new pieces, like you got your Sabrina Carpenters and whatever, but mixed right in is Rihanna from 15 years ago. Like, it's no big deal.
Right. We're still playing it like we were banging it when we were in Panama City years ago.
Correct.
I mean, and even I had several radio people for the promotion we're doing for Where in Charlotte is Kelvin, which if you live in Charlotte and you haven't heard that, you want to be listening Thursday morning, September 25th at 7:30. We're dropping Kelvin off somewhere blindfolded, and he's going to describe where he is. And if you find him, you win sold out Billie Eilish tickets. But I had several radio people reach out to me and go, we love the promotion, sort of throwing back to Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, because that's who top 40 listeners are now. They are millennials.
So they stuck with it and no new people came along.
I mean, like, we have like
Some
20-year-olds that
Yeah.
call in with their, I mean, listen, Blown Off is powered by people in their 20s, and thank God for it.
Yes. 20s and 30s, interestingly. Truly.
Right. Like, they still listen and they're there, but the majority lion's share,
Millennials.
yeah. So, talk about your hot flashes, girl.
I'll have to start writing you different lists of slots.
Mm-hmm.
I love a slot.
And I just have to read this because thank you, Emma. Miguel, that skin is so flawless. Nobody would think 50. Maybe you're a young silver fox.
I know that's right.
Black don't crack,
Mhm.
Thank you.
Again,
counting on it.
correct.
but it do droop and sag.
Oh.
I didn't say Miguel.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
No, just let
Just
that.
in general.
Yeah.
In general.
Oh, wow.
General speaking.
Am I sagging right now?
No.
That's what I have been looking at, like older black men that do morning radio to like see how their skin is.
To compare.
Comparing it.
That's fair.
It is because like some of my older white men in radio who are like the generation above us.
The Gen Xers. And they're trying. Some of them, they have a lot of money. They're really trying to hold it off.
Yeah.
With
but
the
like,
veneers and the treatments.
you can tell. I'm like, ooh, your face look a little puffy, girl. What procedure did you get done?
Not the super fit ones though. The super fit ones still could get it.
Mhm.
Now, I'll tell you, Johnny Magic at XL in Orlando,
Mhm.
I think he's in his 50s because he's been doing that show since the 90s. Bitch looks like he's probably 40. He has to be in his. Actually, let me see.
Some black men really don't. Do you remember DJ Eakin? Let's not talk about DJ Eakin.
Oh, true.
I do not even want to speculate how old DJ Eakin
I
is
would
because I
not
think
ever.
he would probably sue
Ooh, hey.
because he doesn't want nobody to know. But like, he looks like he's our age still,
Mm-hmm.
and he was older than us quite a bit when we started at Hot. and he is still out there getting it. He looks like he's probably 40.
No, it's true.
So
XL. I'm so curious how old he is now, Johnny Magic. Because he looks flawless.
Mm.
Oh, I'll have to look that up. I can't see.
Oh.
Anyway, so what I wanted to talk about, and we'll just do it on the show. Remember, I told y'all before the show started that I was here a little bit after you all yesterday, and we got a call.
Oh, yes.
It was around 11:30, and we had just played Doja Cat. I think Need to Know, maybe. It was whatever the slap me, bite me, kick me, touch me.
Oh.
Yeah.
This man called up, and he was not happy. I'm going to start playing this, and for those of you that are watching this, give me a thumbs up if you can hear it, or a thumbs down if you can't hear it.
You recorded this call?
I did.
Oh, boy.
So I think I missed the first few seconds, and then I was like, oh, this is a complaint call. So I haven't listened back. So this is raw. Like, I haven't edited or anything. So here you go. Let me see. It was... That's me trying to find what song it was. Is the one that's on now Doja Cat, or was it Morgan Wallen?
Maybe
Tate
that.
McRae?
It's got a lot of the lyrics kind of bleeped out.
Oh, I think it's probably Doja Cat Need to Know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Would you like your daughter listening to this stuff? I mean, listen. Hold on a second. You there?
I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
just listening to you.
Why do they play the music that's kind of corrosive for little girls? I just kind of want to know. I mean, you're in the studio. I mean, I don't care if somebody's 18 and wants to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, 13-year-old kids, 10-year-old kids.
So there are a couple of things. Completely understand where you're coming from and understand the frustration. But this is sort of the argument that's been going on for years when it comes to Top 40 radio, where, you know, this music, the artist puts the music out, we choose to play it. But then also there's a choice on if parents let their kids listen to it, because we can't police what happens all the time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who is your corporate? Who owns your station?
Yeah, it's iHeartMedia.
Oh boy.
Okay, it's iHeartMedia. Okay.
Yeah,
I got you. I mean, you know, you probably hear this maybe, I don't know, every couple times a month, maybe, you know, because I can just fill in the blanks.
Right.
As far as that last song, I mean, it just sounded like some little 12-year-old girl. Hold on a second. I'm passing a police officer, and I have my phone in my hand.
Oh, no.
That's a no-no. All right, well, you sound really cool as far as giving me some airtime here just to vent. But,
no, absolutely.
Yeah, I like a positive message for our youth. How about that? We'll just leave it there.
Right, absolutely. And I will say, if you listen to the station, you know, we have music that you have a little bit of everything. You have a little bit of Doja Cat, who's singing about all that stuff.
That's Doja Cat. Okay. Well, I got the name of it then. That's cool.
Yep. And then
let me go. This cop's right behind me. I got to power down.
All right. Well, you have a great day, and thank you so much for listening.
All right. Thanks, man. Bye.
Oh, he had to power down.
He just power down.
I got to power down.
Maybe
Power
an
down.
electrical car.
I
just picture one of those old school cell phones where you have to like put the antenna down and like turn it off and then tuck it away. That's what I pictured.
Got to power down.
That's funny.
Oh.
I mean, listen, I know where he's coming from, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got it. I understand where he's coming from. Maybe he's got a little one at home or whatever. But when Miguel told us about this, wait, can I speak on it?
Yeah, please.
You mentioned it this morning about the fact that you got this complaint. I was like, listen, I have had for years now a no Doja Cat policy in my car. Like and I get it because I am a little more in our world. Like, listen, I work on a top 40 station, so I know the artists. I know the music that we're playing. It's the music that a mom might want to listen to with her daughter, because that's typically what a lot of top 40 is too, right? Moms in the car with their kids, taking them to school. You listen to us on the morning show. You listen to the music because it's a lot of stuff that kids hear and want to listen to, but you gotta know what your kids are listening to. You gotta spend the time and be like, well, what are the bands that are popular right now? And I'll be honest, I'm not that great at figuring out some of like the stuff that we don't play. Like, I don't know necessarily like the hottest thing on Spotify that's not on radio. But typically when I'm in the car with Maya, we're listening to the radio. I like to flip around. And if Doja Cat comes up, I'm like, nope, 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 because I know that is not an artist that she needs to be listening to at her age. And is she going to maybe come across it at some point? Sure, maybe. But I will also make it known, hey, this content is not appropriate for you. We've been talking about this for years, what's appropriate and what's not. And she knows. And I mean, she's not every kid, but, you know, she trusts that I can look out for what is going to be appropriate for her and what's not. And you know, I'm on a different page with her dad, who is a big country music fan, and it's less sexual, the country music, but it's a lot more alcohol heavy. So at age 9, she's singing about how she got her whiskey glasses and, you know, beer didn't gonna do her wrong.
Last night.
She let the liquor talk, and I was like, oh, okay. I have to remember a lot of times they don't even really know what they're singing about. They don't at that age. She's gonna find out later and be like, Mom, you let me listen to this. Because we all did that.
And that's my question. And this is where if homeboy didn't have to power down, this is where I was gonna take it with him. And this could be a bigger discussion for on the show. Is I see so many TikToks from millennials who are re-listening to music, and we've probably done topics about this too.
I'm sure, yeah.
Where we're like, why are we listening to this song back in the day?
Singing Keith Sweat.
Right. Where it's like, when you're young, you don't know what that means because you haven't been exposed to it. So like when you hear Doja Cat saying, bite me, slap me, blah, 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 the radio version of it, where a lot of it's bleeped out, like we know what she's saying. But if you're 9 years old, you don't know. You're just hearing the music. But then this is where me, as a person who doesn't have a kid, I also know that from when I was young listening to radio back in the day to now, and who's 40, I don't listen to words unless it's like Whitney Houston, Tina Turner, John Mayer. I'm not listening to the words. I'm just like, me, slide me, got me,
Something.
Right. And so that's why I'm like, to me, I would be more concerned as a parent about the visuals that my children are ingesting, being on social media and like seeing, you know, things that could make them have body dysmorphia or violence on TikTok. You know, the death that we saw, the assassination, that was the link that everyone sent out last week. Not about, oh my gosh, here's a news article. It was, here's the video of someone being murdered in public.
Yeah.
To me, I would be more concerned about that than a bleeped out song on radio. But I'm not a parent, and so I could be wrong.
I had such a different upbringing because, you know, I grew up listening to Elvis Duran, and there would be some risque conversations, but my dad didn't speak English. So you know,
I didn't even know.
I gotta listen to it all. And I don't know, I guess it depends per person or per child, right? Like, how are they going to consume that and what in turn that's going to come about? But for me, you know, I came out just fine. Ish.
Did you?
I did. I did.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, to me, I look at it as like this, is that like, I always look at the story of like my brother and myself. Like we both had pretty much similar upbringings where like there were pretty much no limits or no restrictions on what we could or couldn't watch with my mom. My grandmother, when I lived with her, when I was in late middle school, high school, she was a little more watchful. But pretty much I still, because we had technology and so I was sneaky and so I could still like watch stuff that she didn't know about.
Yeah.
But none of it influenced me to do bad things. So, but I also know that like, even as a young kid, I had like a strong sense of right and wrong. And so like, I remember being in elementary school before we moved back to Atlanta, when I would hang out with my friends, I remember some kids had some cigarettes and they were like, do you want to smoke? And I was like, that's disgusting. Don't put that around me because my mom smokes. I don't like the way it smells. So y'all can do it. I don't want to do it. And they're like, okay, cool. So like, I never, but then I know that there are some kids that are way more susceptible and don't have that sense of what's right and wrong. And
Correct.
so this is where I sort of try to say, okay, as a parent, how do you discern? Do you take it kid by kid, or do you just do a blanket thing? How do you work that?
I don't know what other parents do, but I think it does very much depend on the kid. Like your specific situation is such an interesting case for nature versus nurture,
Right.
because the nurture was very similar, but y'all's nature, who you are as human beings, could not be more different.
Right.
And so, yeah, we do our best as parents, but it really does sometimes depend on the kid. Like case in point with your mom and her two sons.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think every parent's going to have there's a different line, there's a different bridge too far or whatever. It's interesting. I'm in a couple different mom groups on Facebook, and there was like a Tampa Bay mom recently who was like, or no, I think this was a step parent group that I'm in. It was like, our stepdaughter is only 10 and she wants to come in here singing about something hooking up. And I said, that song is off limits in our house and she's mad, blah, 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 blah. So then a lot of parents were weighing in, a lot of moms were weighing in. And my thing was, you can't really, like, it's not great to just put a full on, like, you're not allowed to listen to this song, it's terrible. Like, for me, I'm like, oh, Doja Cat's off limits. And so Maya doesn't really care because she never really wanted to listen to Doja. It wasn't, she's like, this is my favorite song, Mom, please. She was like, I don't really care that much about Doja Cat. So I'm like, that's good, we're gonna skip it. But this was like this girl's favorite song. She must have heard it at her mom's house. And here you got stepmom being like, we will not be hearing about hooking up. And I was like, well, fully banning something is going to make it more interesting to the kid who's interested already.
True.
And I said, listen, same thing I just told you. My kid heard a lot about drinking, when she was young. And then we had to have conversations about alcohol and why that's not cute or funny for a 9-year-old to be joking about being drunk. Like, that's actually illegal. And like a parent could actually get in trouble. And we had to have conversations about it. But then the lady was like, respectfully, singing about drinking is not the same as singing about hooking up. And I was like, that's your line. Someone else might think differently.
Right.
Every parent's line is going to be different. And it is true, Miguel, to your point, like what they see on their screen is probably worse than what they're hearing in passing. And let me tell you what else. Now that we have Apple Music and Spotify and things, they can read the lyrics. That was what got me. I had totally forgot about this. I'm like, well, we're in the car. She's not going to know. My thing was I didn't like Jack Harlow Loving on Me because he talking about I'll choke you. But I was like, I don't really love her singing that. So I stopped listening to it for a while, but she loved the song. And so then I was like, after a while, I was like, she probably doesn't know what the words even are. He sings kind of fast. Then she's over here watching along as the lyrics go. And I'm like, hey, there are some inappropriate things in this song. I just want to let you know that. She's like, it's not that bad. And I'm like, okay, she doesn't understand what it means then, even though she saw it. So I'm like, all right, just go ahead. She'll be over the song soon enough. And she was. But yeah, and you do have to keep a very watchful eye about what they're coming across. She's not allowed on like social media the way we use, like Instagram, TikTok, that thing. But she is on YouTube. I have the comments off because that's where the trash happens. And I have all the like restricted mode on. And I've even gone in and said, do not show me this type of advertising. Because she was getting some really weird ads. And now I have to go back in again because I had it all set up, and she just watches ASMR, putting stuff away videos, funny trends, but then it can veer off quickly. Like she always shows me when there's something she's uncertain about. She showed me the other day on her iPad. She's like, what is this word? It was porn. The word was porn. It was like, don't do porn, believe in Jesus or something. And I was like, that is adult content. That is sexual adult content. She goes, oh, and she like quick swipes away. And then she like crawls in next to me and she's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, don't be this sorry about it. It's not you. It's the algorithm. Right. And she's like, I just feel so bad. I'm like, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. And then after a while, she's like, wait, is porn the same thing as pornography? And I'm like, yeah, it's the same thing. And she's like, oh, I've seen that before. I'm like, the word?
Oh,
And she's like, yeah. And I was like, yes, you're going to come across words like that, but that's not something you also need to be looking into because it's very adult and it's sexual in nature and that is not for you. She's like, I got it. But we've cleared out a lot of the ads on YouTube. For some reason, she started to get erectile dysfunction ads.
oh.
And it's like, I can make you thicker and go for longer. And I'm like, okay,
No.
Why are we getting like, do you see the content? She's on like Labubu content. Why are you putting erectile dysfunction ads in this?
Sometimes
like-
we play those ads on the radio, and I'm like, that's a lot for 6 o'clock in the morning.
It's a lot. Like, I'm sorry to the dudes that got limp dicks, but like, do we need to describe it that in depth on the radio? Apparently we do. It must be really getting to guys. God. So I'm like, I need to go back into YouTube and like make sure that there's no erectile dysfunction ads that are coming in. And it's hard to figure out which tab you got to click on. But it's just tough parenting in this day and age.
I can't imagine. I mean, that's one of the things that Abe and I have talked about because we've been tossing back and forth on the reality of like what it would look like if we adopted. And that was one of the things that we haven't really like fleshed out. But I grew up in a household where your kids don't cuss in front of parents, where Abe did and does. He cusses in front of his parents.
Though, my question is, what age did they start?
Let me ask. I don't know.
Because
the parenting dynamics between you two would be so different.
Yeah. What age did you start cussing in front of you? He's gonna be like, why are you asking me?
Like, that's a weird question. I never could swear. One time I said the word damn and in 6th grade or 7th, we were playing a board game and I said this story. We had guests over and my mother was like, get to your room. And I was just like, I thought I was going to die. Like I thought she was going to come up and murder me for saying the D word. And so never again did I ever accidentally slip ever. It wasn't until like the last years of her life that I even started swearing around her because at that point I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Listen, we are going through shit, Margaret, me and you, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. And Maya, my thing with her is I know that she's at the age, she's actually later than the age when I started swearing. And so
she's 12, right?
She's 12.
Yeah.
And in 7th grade. And so she asked me last year if she could swear while singing. And I said, yeah, that's fine. So she can swear while singing. And she tells me sometimes when she swears in her head, she said she was on a roller coaster on a class trip to Busch Gardens and she had a water bottle in her little fanny pack or whatever. And when they went around a curve, it's smashed and all the water went all over her. And she was like, I said shit. But I said it to myself, and I'm like, that was a good use of that word. I think so probably would have said the same. But so I'm like, you can't be out here like bleep this, bleep that. Right. But I'm a little lackadaisical on like I'm not super strict, and she always often will now say what the frick. She says that a lot, and I'm like, you're walking a line, lady. Like. I'll allow it, but we can't be saying it every 5 minutes. What the frick is this and what the frick is that? Like, save it. Use it as a seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say bad words in front of your parents, Kelvin?
I don't think I did. But not out of fear that it wasn't okay. My dad would curse here and there. My mom never really cursed, but there wasn't really a rule. There wasn't a rule of like, you can't speak that way. I wasn't in many positions or situations, I guess, where there was a group of people and I could say a bad word or I was angry enough to say a bad word. I'm trying to think like even I don't really know that many Spanish ones that I would use in that context. A lot of the Spanish ones are very vulgar, like just really, really vulgar. So yeah, like to say shit, like in Spanish, you don't say ay mierda. Like, I don't know. I just never,
it doesn't
never
work
really
the same.
did that.
It doesn't translate the same.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So no, not really. I know my mom wasn't the biggest fan, but I would never get in trouble for it.
No, I would. I've told a story before about the time that I was in elementary school and I, to this day, still don't remember saying it out loud in my head, but I told a paraprofessional that she was a supersonic bitch.
Like, how dare you?
Why?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
that's so like. Why would you tell an adult that?
I don't know, but in my mind, I remember her being like she pulled me into the class with my teacher, Miss Thomas, and she was like, Miguel called me a supersonic bitch. And I was like, I said it in my head. I didn't say it out loud.
Well, somehow she must have heard inside your head then, because
But listen, at 10 years old, I was like, this makes logical sense. Like, you're clearly in my head because I didn't say it out loud.
yeah, that is 10-year-old logic.
Yes.
Because my fiance's daughter is still using all this logic. We're like, well, why did you do that? No, I didn't. I'm
Right.
like, do you think I don't have eyes? And she's like, I didn't. And she will double down. And I'm like, okay, that's where we are. Okay. Wild.
Oh, I need to bring that back. You supersonic bitch.
That's a good
That's a pretty
zinger
good
right
one.
there.
Yeah, girl. That was that 90s like slang right there.
90s slang. I thought about that the other night. Do you remember when the 90s you could tell someone like somebody would ask you a question and you would go up your butt and around the corner. What the people use that with a reckless abandon.
Oh, so I asked Abe, I said, when did you start cussing around your family? And he said, fully, like without care, 20.
Oh, okay.
And
so
then
he was an adult.
Right. So I said, but did you do it in high school or middle school? He said, oh, yeah, all the time.
Oh.
And that being said, it was different depending upon if mom was around. If it was just dad, probably like 12, but we didn't cuss around mom as kids.
So you'd be mom.
Yes. Because I don't know, like to me, even like when kids cuss in
It's a
TV
respect
shows,
issue.
like
yeah.
that takes me out of it because I'm like, ooh, I don't like that. And that's just
Right.
because of
Yeah.
how I grew up.
Yeah.
And even like before my grandmother passed, a few years before, she was in a hospital or like a nursing home or something like that. And I remember I was like, okay, Abe, don't cuss. And he was like, cool, got it. And because he's done it so regularly, I remember we were sitting in the room as my mom, my grandmother was in the bed, Abe and myself. And then he said something like, oh man, it's so frustrating when they don't do that shit. And my mom and I were like,
You're like,
you don't cuss in front of Lydia Cole. Oh my God, I would never. But like, it didn't even like phase him because
right.
that's not how
He
he
doesn't
grew
have
up.
the
Right.
filter.
Right.
The filter was not beat in.
Right. You have grandma filter on when she was around. Even my mom, who doesn't know how to not say a freaking cuss word, somehow the Lydia Cole filter would come on and she would boop, not say a word.
Yep.
And so thankfully, I think my grandma, by that point, she wasn't like fully paying attention to everything. But I sat there the rest of that like 10 minutes and I was like, you going to hell.
Oh.
You cussed in front of Lydia Cole, honey. That's like cussing in front of Jesus. You don't do that, girl.
No.
But yeah, I think if we had kids, I would not want them to curse.
I don't think it's necessary. Like and plus Maya has told me because her dad swears up so she heard it from a very young age because he swears up a storm in front of her. He does not. There are some adults that truly don't give a bleep, a fuck. And he's out here and he and his friends are swearing back and forth. And Maya told me she doesn't like it because they sound angry. You know, the words themselves, when you swear, the words can sound angry. And she doesn't like that. It doesn't feel good in her body. So she doesn't. I have started slipping a couple times. I'll say a thing and she'd be like, Mom, we're not at Dad's house. And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So she doesn't even really like it. And it's your home. Like, you don't want to be dropping F-bombs all over the place, like with your kids there. It just, it doesn't sit right with me either.
Yeah, because we've been talking about it more about like because this has been my question of like, if we had kids, like on a Friday night now, like we are like, all right, we're going to go meet our friends at Noda Company store. If the weather's great, we're going to have some drinks. We go to a couple of bars and then we'll go home and like order a pizza and like watch a movie. I'm like, if we had kids, we would have to probably do some sort of activity with them or like maybe a sporting event or a theater thing or whatever they were interested in. And so what would that look like? And so it's kind of an interesting mental exercise to kind of go through, like, how would our lives change if we did have kids? So it's something we've been tossing around. I'm like I said, I'm not sure if anything will happen from it, but I think just going down those exercises interesting.
It is, because I never ever went down those exercises. I didn't know I couldn't. I didn't know I could choose not to have a kid. Like, I didn't. That just wasn't even in my mind. I just
Right.
figured, oh well, I'm going to get married at some point, and then eventually we'll have a kid. And so I think it's very helpful to have those exercises, and it's smart to really pause and think. But at the same time, like, life just goes on,
Yeah.
like my life is a lot different now than it was when Maya was 5 or when she was 2 or when she was first born. Like, it changes all the time and it's not permanent. Like, every time you're in a different phase, you're like, oh my God, this is going to last forever. And then suddenly you're not in that phase anymore. And you don't have the same kid anymore even.
Right.
You're like, oh my God, I have a whole different person. When did you come out? Like, what happened to that one? It's very weird. And it's a little bit sad because you find different like phases of your kid that you really like. And then some phases are very difficult. And you're like, thank God we're done with that one or whatever. But it keeps evolving. And so, like, to the parents who are like, oh my God, I have these small kids and I don't have a life. That's just right now.
Right.
It's just right now. And it evolves and it changes. And I mean, I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm truly enjoying Maya very much right now because she's like, she's just like she's becoming just her own interesting person. Not like she wasn't at 8 or 10, but like she can be part movie critic and she can weigh in like and hold her own with topics of conversation at dinner. And yeah, does she have a little moody outburst now and then because those hormones are starting to kick? Yes, but I see it and I back off at that point because I'm like, okay, well, it seems like you're really feeling some feelings. I'm gonna let you feel those.
Oof.
It's a cool age. I quite enjoy this tween situation.
I can see that. I could see how I'd have to be like, Abe, you're gonna have to tap in because Angela's about to come out.
You do need some patience
Angela.
because you don't want to like shut them down. There's so many reasons why they do it, and if you can understand the psychology behind it, which
Right.
A lot of our parents clearly didn't know anything about.
No.
But if you can, then there's a chance for you to actually become closer through all those really frustrating moments.
And that's what I would hope if we did go down that route, because I feel like even just with Abe, like being married makes me approach situations differently than if it were a friend.
Yes.
So instead of just being like, shut up, sit down, whatever, I'm like, all right, let's sort of pull apart why you're feeling this way. Or
because you love him.
right.
And you know who he really is. And so you're like, let's figure out why you're acting like a crazy ass right now.
Right. Like the time when we were in Europe and he like sat me down and was like, I was not happy with what you did and how you treated me in this situation. And I was like, of course, I talk for a living. And so I immediately, my defenses go up and I'm like, well, here are 10 reasons why you're wrong and I'm right. But I was like, this is not the time for that. This is the time for me to shut my mouth and to listen and to just say, I understand and apologize. So I feel like I have matured in that point to where 5 years ago, I would have been like, you done speaking? Because let me tell you how you're wrong. But I was like, no, I see what you're saying. And I'm putting myself in your shoes and I can see how my actions did not reflect well and did not make you feel the best possible.
Right. And that's exactly what parenting is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you parent your spouse.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You know what? And they parent us too. So it's
Yes, they
back
do.
and forth.
Exactly.
All right, Kelvin, how can people find you on social media?
At Kelvin Live, Instagram. Click that follow button. You will not ever regret it.
What kind of content you got on there, girl?
Explicit, unexplicit, political sometimes.
Explicit?
Yeah. But you got to follow to find out.
Well, you know, Miss Laura Toplive been asking about that OnlyFans for a long time, girl.
Yeah, girl, it's coming.
Holly, how can people find you?
Radio Holly. I have a sweaty workout video up from yesterday in case that interests you. It's on Instagram, also TikTok. So there you go.
Hey. I got a video. Let's see what says Wednesday. My social media video for yesterday was me drunk after a charity event this past weekend, shoving something down my throat. See that now on the Miguel and Holly or the Miguel Fuller TikTok and Instagram.
There it is.
We will see y'all Friday. Bye.